The wonderful Warren Mendes is back in the Everyday Gourmet kitchen. Finally, it's been a while.
I know, thanks for having me back. I feel like this is at home.
I know, I love cooking with you because your food is just incredible. And I am really excited because you finally have brought out your own cookbook.
My first baby.
Yes.
I've had my first baby. Food Trail South Africa. It's a beautiful cookbook about all the recipes on my journey through South Africa. A lot of flavour, a lot of spice, and that's what we're doing today.
You were over there for 6 weeks filming the most incredible show, and this recipe is on the show too.
Yeah, it's reflective of kind of Cape Malay cuisine, which is kind of a blend of a lot of Indian flavours, Southeast Asian flavours, and then in a seafood curry, I kind of feel those flavours really work so well.
Yum, yum. All right, let's start.
Okay, so in the base of every good curry obviously has onions, curry leaves, and butter. So if you could chop up that onion for me.
I can do. I think South African food doesn't get enough attention.
No. Well, look, I think a lot of people are familiar with South Africa as a country, but not its food. And that's why doing the show and the cookbook was kind of such an easy idea for me, because the food has so much flavour. The country's so multicultural. So many flavours collide to make these dishes, which I think are incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful onion work there, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm just slowly getting through that.
Okay, so lots of butter.
Good, yes.
And then I like to mix a bit of oil. So it makes it a bit richer, but then also it helps the butter not burn. So a little bit of oil on there too.
Do you know what I've been doing lately? Is just melting butter, toasting off some really good quality curry powder and just drizzling that over some fried fish.
Oh, yes.
So good.
It's kind of like instead of having brown butter fish, you have curry butter fish.
Exactly. There you go. I'll put that on the show next year.
My idea. Okay, curry leaves in, because then all those flavours will bloom as they kind of cook into this butter and oil.
Fantastic.
And we're doing that before the onions go in.
Okay.
And then we can chop together.
Okay.
I really don't hate wasting. When you use coriander, I use the stalks as well. So just chop them up as if they're onions.
Yeah, absolutely. Herbs are not cheap these days.
No, exactly. And then there's actually so much flavour in the stalks as well.
Yeah, you just have to give it a really good wash because it retains a lot of that grit.
Crunchy bits. Let's go together.
We'll go together.
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Okay, and also a little bit of salt.
Yes.
So whenever cooking onions down, go in with some salt, and that kind of helps leach out a bit of the moisture as well.
And how long do we want to cook this for at this stage?
In my mind, I always say 3 to 4 minutes, but you want it to kind of gently cook down. So,
Very nice.
So this is looking and smelling beautiful already. Can't you just get that, like that whiff of all those curry leaves?
Yeah. And the heat's on medium, so it's not burning whatsoever.
Yeah. We don't want to burn, and then we definitely don't want to burn aromatics like garlic and ginger. So, kind of a bit of a chunky chop here. I kind of think you want it to be a bit chunky. You don't want everything to be super fine.
Yes.
Because this curry is going to cook down for a little bit, and all those flavours have time to come out. So a lot of garlic, a lot of ginger in South African cooking.
Okay.
And then we give those a few seconds to get their flavours going, and then the all-important spice is what happens next. So I make my own spice mix called Mendes Masala.
Mendes Masala. Can I have a smell?
This is kind of what you would use if you kind of don't have it. You could just use regular curry powder.
Okay,
We go in with a bit of that.
But you've got your actual recipe in the book too, Steve.
But in the absence, you can use curry powder.
That one's a great one.
Some garam masala as well. About a tablespoon of that.
Okay. Nice
And then
amount.
we'll just let those spices bloom just by cooking them out a bit. Because cherry tomatoes, they're going to give a burst of sweetness, but could you halve them?
I can.
And then they're going to be able to kind of like explode into the sauce.
Great.
A little bit of sugar is going to go in here. This isn't going to make it sweet, but I kind of feel it balances the tomatoes that are going to go into the curry as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just get that in there. And then, while you're doing all that chopping, it's kind of therapeutic, isn't it?
I love it because it is. It's fun. I can listen to you. You're teaching me about South African food, and I'm being your sous chef today.
I think it's nice when there's 2 people in the kitchen.
It is.
Okay, that is smelling incredible. Let's go in with this tamarind paste and a generous amount of tamarind. And this is going to give a bit of sourness to the curry, which it really relies on. So a decent amount of tamarind.
Okay.
A lot.
Yes.
And then when there's tamarind, there needs to be some water. Bit of steam action.
Yeah. I think I have been using tamarind wrong because I don't add enough to it. But if you really want that tangy flavour, then that's how you're going to get it.
And I feel South African flavours are about that. They're about big flavours. That goes in there. Your beautiful tomatoes. And I love combining fresh tomatoes with then canned tomatoes.
Yeah, I noticed that.
One gives kind of freshness and sweetness. This one gives like depth and richness. So those can go in. And then
Any salt at all? Or?
we'll go in with a bit of salt at the end and give it a taste.
Yeah, and the saltiness really comes out too when you just let things just cook for a while too.
And isn't that really looking pretty?
It is looking pretty.
And we're just going to go in with that beautiful salmon once this cooks down a little bit.
Great. Wow,
Okay,
that smells
Jazz,
good.
reveal.
Stunning.
And you get hit with some flavour as well as soon as you open that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So heat off, and that is almost done.
Okay.
So to finish it off, we've got some rice, a bit more kind of fresh sourness from lime juice.
Okay.
And then I like to serve this in the pan.
Yes.
So we'll bring that over here.
It's just so pretty, you just almost don't want to touch it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like you can see, those cherry tomatoes have broken down. There's going to be bursts of flavour as you have that beautiful salmon as well.
Yep.
And then just a little bit of coconut cream,
Okay.
just drizzled on everywhere.
That's a nice touch. Instead of incorporating it into the actual curry gravy, it's just on top because it looks so pretty. But
Well-
little pops of the creaminess would be nice with it.
And that's kind of was my intention. And it's kind of a piece of art. We eat with our eyes as well.
Sure do.
Coriander, if you don't like coriander, you can leave it out totally. Done. All we need to dish it up with some rice.
All right, let's get a
And that's
spoon.
it. Yeah, let's go a bit of rice.
Okay.
And I feel this is something you can eat with a spoon as well. Decent amount of rice.
Basmati?
A lot of people in South Africa say basmati.
Basmati.
Okay, and then you can get a whole piece of salmon, but I just want to show you how it's cooked through in here. It just breaks apart.
Love it.
Beautiful chunky piece of salmon here for you.
It's great. And you could use any type of fish. I like the idea of using prawns too.
Yeah, prawns actually is an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I should put that in book 2.
Book 2.
And then you want a decent amount of the sauce. If you want, you could put some more coconut cream on if it's a little bit too spicy for you.
Just in case it's too spicy.
It could be, but you like a bit of heat.
Well, you know, I'm getting better. I am getting better.
Okay,
All
now,
right.
you do the tasting. I've done it before.
Let's have a Oh, look at that
And
salmon.
see, it needs to break apart. It's poached in there, but then it's soaked up that flavour.
The tang of that tamarind is key. It really is. And with that creaminess of the fish, because as we know, salmon is oily, so it goes so well together. I love this dish. Maybe I'm going to steal this recipe and put it in my book.
You can. Just call it Warren's curry.
Done.